us now for the first episode of As the Corn Grows. Today we join neighbors Mrs. Swanson, Prairie Ann, Cousin John, and County Extension Agent Elmer Plow as they discuss the fate of Aunt Ella.
So, what's so all-fired important that you got us here at the crack of dawn?
Yeah. Oh, Mrs. Swanson, Prairie Ann.
Well, it's Aunt Ella.
Well, I had that much figured out.
Did she take a fall? You know, most accidents happen in the home.
Hush, Elmer. When did she call you, Mrs. Swanson?
Well, she called me at 4 o'clock this morning. I knew something was wrong. Her voice was very shaky. I just came right over, found her laying unconscious on her bedroom floor. I called the doctor, and then I called you three.
Well, what's wrong with her?
Do I look like a doctor?
Hey, listen, I'm her only nephew. You should have called me first.
Hey, there's a couple of hot dishes in here.
Oh, Elmer, is that all you can think about is food? And Ella might be dying. What's the matter with you?
Dying? Aunt Ella's dying?
We don't know if she's dying. Dr. Gus, he's been wrong before.
You're not fooling anybody, John Robert. You just can't wait till Aunt Ella kicks the bucket so you can get your hands on her farm.
Her farm? Are you kidding me? That was my father's farm. It should be mine.
Hey, Cousin John, explain this mystery to me. If it's your father's farm, how did Aunt Ella end up owning it?
Hey, it was the Depression. Times were tough. We couldn't afford horses, so he made a deal and bought a herd of camels.
Camels?
Yeah, horses were really expensive. You could get a good buy on camels. So that's what he invested in, but how are we supposed to know that they're so unpredictable with all that kicking and spitting?
Camels spit, Cousin John?
Oh, you better bet
Really?
that you bet your life they do. You know, one day, this ornery old camel walked right up and spit right in my eye. God, it was disgusting.
Maybe you should have worn some goggles.
Hey, all I know is that my dad went broke because of that stupid herd of camels. And Aunt Ella, she swooped right in and stole this farm for pennies on the dollar.
Stole?
Yeah, that's right, stole. Now it's my chance to return the favor.
You think you're going to get this farm back, don't you?
It should have never left my family.
Rupert did not have a mind for business. And if Aunt Ella had not stepped in and run the farm, the bank would have auctioned it off.
Listen, don't you badmouth my father. He was a good man.
He was a good man. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying he did not have a business mind.
Oh, John, where did you learn to run a business? I can't even believe you're Rupert's son.
Hey, listen, you two. Let's back off on Rupert. He always gave us food on the table and a roof over our heads. Don't judge a man by one stupid camel mistake.
Hey, there's pies in here, and they're huge.
Leave the pies alone, Elmer. Aunt Ella baked those for the picnic tomorrow.
Oh, I can't believe this is happening, and Ella can't die.
What's the doctor doing up there anyway?
Well, he's checking her over. He'll be down soon. Read a magazine.
I don't have time to read a magazine. I got a whole semi-load of laying hens. They're going to be dropped off any minute.
Is that all you care about is your stupid chickens? Some nephew you are. What is wrong with you?
Chicken! There's chicken in the fridge!
Oh, well, you better get some chicken. We sure don't want you to starve.
What's gonna happen to the farm when Aunt Ella dies?
Well, we never discussed it.
Well, she's got a will, hasn't she?
That's none of your business.
Hey, I heard from Nosy Norma down at Edie's Cafe. Her and lawyer Ed were talking about the will last week. Yeah,
She changed her will last week?
and they spoke for well over an hour, and I think your name came up.
Are you worried, John?
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, you know, with all the feuding you two been doing lately, she could have written you right out of that will.
Yeah, but I'm her only nephew.
Well, I'm just saying, giddy up.
She could have done this. She could have changed her will, left the farm to one of your sisters.
My sisters? Are you serious? They're all Looney Tunes. All 5 of them. Besides that, what does a woman know about running a farm anyway?
Well, are you saying a woman can't run a farm?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Aunt Ella was a woman, and she ran the farm perfectly for 60 years, John. Count it, 60 years.
That's different.
Why is that different?
Just don't count your chickens before they're hatched, John Robert. Aunt Ella could have other plans for the farm.
Well, she's awake.
Is she all right?
Can we see her now?
Like I said, she's awake and she wants to see all of you.
No! I only want to see Miss Swanson.
Well, Aunt Ella still has a healthy set of lungs. Will Cousin John ever come to terms with that camel spitting on him? Will Prairie Ann figure out who brought the tater tot hot dish? Will Elmer Plow ever get enough to eat? Will Dr. Gus charge extra for the house call? And will Mrs. Swanson remember to go upstairs to see Aunt Ella? I guess we'll find out after the break.